Hi all, it's Emily Rand with ESPN Esports, and I'm joined by the Minnesota Rockers Silly after this past weekend's Call of Duty League matches returned. We're online. There were some drawbacks to that. I don't know. I think where I want to start with you is I know I've talked to a lot of pros about this weekend and lag and server stuff, and I know it got better throughout the weekend. What I actually wanted to ask you first is how difficult is it to get into a competitive mindset when you're, like kind of sitting in your room at home instead of either with the team at the facility or like on LAN at an event?
Honestly, being at home instead of in that event setting was the hardest part for me because you like roll out of bed and come into your office to come play a tournament. It's definitely a lot different. We eventually got into that mindset that it was like actually a tournament, but the first day it was definitely kind of weird. It felt like scrims for us. So we really had to kick it into gear for the last 2 days.
Yeah, I know talking to a few of the guys from Florida, they were like, yeah, it was really weird to just, like be outside, walk my dog, come in, like, okay, we're going to play matches. And they said that's actually why they initially lost. You guys went up against the Huntsman first, and it was a pretty rough series, I'd say, for you guys. How do you think that affected you at all going into the tournament from the get-go, and how did you recover?
Playing against the Huntsman early, we were really confident. It definitely was a rough series, especially I think being the first team to get full sailed. But every map, it was 6-5. We lost it on by 7 points. We lost the hard point by 10 points. We didn't really let it hurt our confidence whatsoever. We knew that was a very winnable series, so we just took that into the next one.
And then what do you think you improved on from the last time you faced Dallas that allowed you to beat them at this tournament?
Honestly, our big improvement from the last time we played Dallas is I think our hard point is a little bit better. I mean, we beat them in 3 respawns, which is really impressive considering, online I would consider them the best respawn team. Obviously need some work in search, but that'll come soon.
Yeah, I mean, Dallas is one of the better search teams, but just in general, I feel like search has been kind of an opportunity area for you guys consistently throughout the season. So, how are you planning to improve on that going forward?
Um, the way we're going to improve in S&D is we're obviously going to practice it a little more. Even on our strong S&D maps, I feel like people are starting to catch on to like our strategy and stuff. So we definitely need to switch that up before the next event. The good thing is we have a pretty big gap until we play again. We have about a month, so we'll definitely have a lot of new stuff going into the Florida event.
Yeah, and without revealing it, you had an opportunity to study Florida a bit more. I know it was a loss in the finals, but one thing that's been really consistent about your team is that when you've come up against a tough opponent and you've lost to them, you've been able to recuperate, figure them out, and come back and beat them the next time. So, how are you going to prepare to beat Florida at their own event, even technically?
I said this before too, but basically beating teams at their own homestand event is honestly better than beating them the first time. We're actually going to be studied against Florida the next time we play them. Obviously going to swap the maps around a little bit. They seemed a little bit stronger on the map picks that we chose, so we're definitely going to go in with a better map set. First things first.
And then did it affect you at all that you only had, like, I guess you have a shorter amount of tape on Florida with Faro than with Pristini, or did that not affect your prep at all?
Honestly, the biggest thing that affected our prep is we maybe had like I don't know 45 minutes to review any of their stuff because I think I speak for most people when we thought the Huntsmen were going to win the matchup against them.
Yeah.
We didn't have a ton of time to actually like review film on them.
Okay. And then going forward, what do you think the league can do? Because I know, again, I mentioned this before, but it did get better as the weekend went on. But what do you think the league can do to put on like the absolute best online event?
I think the the main issues is obviously just like the servers. Me being West Coast and all the other West Coast teams seem to struggle a lot more on these servers. Would obviously like something a little more West Coast friendly when it comes to the connections and the servers. And then, other than that, everything else is great. Our lines of communication are open with them. They're doing everything they can to help us out. So I think it'll be way better next time.
All right. Well, thank you so much for joining me. Good luck in 2 weeks at the Florida online event. And for more Call of Duty League coverage, keep it here on ESPN Esports.